Ghosts in Us contains serious and sometimes disturbing events and is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
It had the crying boy painting.
Her imaginary friend as a kid was a demon.
I looked that thing in its eyes and it changed me forever.
I absolutely believe it was like a demonic presence.
Hello, everybody. We are so back. That peaked the audio. Let me do that again. We are so back. Welcome to the Ghosts in Us podcast, baby. We're still in season 3. You think after a month-long break, we'd say we were in season 4. No. Season 3 will end in December.
Yeah.
So go for it, bestie.
I have a fun topic that I want to talk about.
No, we'll see.
Well, so when I was dropping Evelyn off at daycare, her teacher told me about something weird she found in her house.
Yeah.
So she lives in like an old farmhouse, and they were renovating one of the rooms. I don't know, bathroom, bedroom, hallway. I don't remember. But anyways, they found an adult shoe and a child shoe in the walls.
Right.
And when they removed the shoes, there was like 2 or 3 different incidents that like happened that just kind of like was frustrating, like their car breaking down, just weird stuff happening around the house. She decided to put the shoes on display in her house, and then everything seemed to be all good. And she told me this because she thought like, oh, you might find this interesting. So shout out to Doreen. Thank you for telling me about this, because I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole on superstitions.
Superstitions.
So a lot of people have heard about like the horseshoe for being good luck. Don't walk under a ladder,
Yep.
etc., etc.
Yep.
But
actually, I'm really glad we're talking about superstitions, actually. So my friend Amy, bless Amy's soul, we were doing some cleanup at Jericho like about a month or so now ago, a couple weeks. And she had an incident. I broke a mirror. She got the bad luck. Her hair started on fire because we were like burning a bunch of stuff, like getting rid of it, and hair started on fire. She had some like car troubles herself.
Wait a minute. How did she get the bad luck?
I guess because she was standing next to me. I haven't experienced bad luck, but she sure has, and she was standing like 2 feet away from me.
Oh my gosh.
Bless your soul, Amy. Love you.
Bless. Hang on a second.
Oh, bye, kitty.
Anyways, so I did research, but I kind of looked into...
Is it also bad luck that we're talking about superstitions and your cat is black and she's annoying the piss out of you? What a coinky dink. What a coinky dink.
That's just Lucy. So I'm
saying
the superstitions that I looked into are more on the paranormal part.
Good.
Rather than like I think the ladder isn't much of a paranormal thing. I don't know. I may have it in my notes. Who knows? But I'm going to start with the shoes in the wall, since that's how I started all of this. Like that's what got me down this rabbit hole. So the tradition of concealing shoes in walls, especially well-worn ones, is a historical superstition believed to ward off evil spirits. Shoes were thought to absorb the wearer's essence and act as a magical charm or lure, trapping evil forces. And usually it's just one shoe that's hidden in the wall or floor or roof or on a windowsill, etc. But there's been pairs that were found, but it's mostly common that it's just one shoe, like one part of the pair. When it's a child's shoe, it is believed that it's to solely protect the child from any evil. And give them good luck in the future. But there's also a belief that these shoes can um, keep witches away or trap them. So, like the smell of stinky feet apparently attracts witches, and they will come to it and they get trapped in the shoe.
Okay.
So,
Well, then we
I
should.
don't understand that part.
That's okay. All right.
Yeah, but if you want to talk about like the witch part, then the shoes would usually be put in chimneys or next to windows because they were the weak spots of the home, and it the witches will forever be stuck in these shoes. But the shoes inside the wall thing died down in the mid 20th century, but it was huge in Europe and the eastern half of the US. And I was looking up like why in Wisconsin because I saw more of just like the East Coast, but there's actually a couple, I think two different families that had shoes that they found in their house that they actually like were on the news about. So
Interesting.
I thought that was really cool.
Were
Um,
any of them in Whitewater? I only ask because Whitewater
uh,
is known as the second Salem here.
one's by Madison for
Okay.
sure,
All right.
and then one is like near Fond du Lac.
Oh, nice. That's only a hop,
Yeah.
skip, and a jump away from us.
But yeah, that's the shoes.
Nice. Nice.
The next noise, the next superstition I have on my list, it made me think about our trip to Illinois when we went to the Cheney Mansion.
Okay.
Uh, where you went, Um,
I
Irish
only went that
families.
way because like we talked a lot. We talked about a lot of shit on that trip. Uh, just off camera when we weren't filming, and all the stuff that happened at our Airbnb on a cattle ranch farm.
Yeah.
Like I think we had more paranormal activity or just as much paranormal activity at that Airbnb that's not supposed to be haunted.
We had more fear at the Airbnb than we did at
It's
Cheney.
so much. That place was lovely, family, lovely place. Highly recommend if you want to get away from like electronics and stuff and enjoy nature. It's great. But like
Enjoy
holy
all the
crap,
cows.
holy crap, that place is scary.
So, Irish families have long believed that rocking an empty chair invites dark spirits to come along and have a seat.
Okay.
If the chair moves on its own, watch out. The malicious spirit has already settled in and is said to bring death to the family. But in other cultures, people believe if the chair is rocking on its own, it's a loved one or a friendly spirit looking to visit and watch over you. So I feel like it all depends on the location, possibly. Like I could see it being more on the positive side if the chair is in your own home. But if it's a chair that is like in a place that you're visiting that just starts rocking on its own, then maybe it's something malicious. Not malicious, but like not something that's there for you.
So let me make sure I got this right. The reason that this makes you think of our Cheney Mansion trip is that because I was too scared to sleep in the bedroom that I had thrown all my stuff in because there was
Because
a
there
rocking
was a
chair in the
rocking chair.
corner. And I was afraid that I was going to wake up in the middle of the night and see somebody sitting in it or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking about. I was like, Blaine is scared of a
I
rocking
was
chair.
scared of the rocking chair. That whole room scared me. That whole trip kind of scared me, to be honest with you.
Airbnb was not scary. We psyched ourselves up.
Yeah, but the next day I saw that door move and you were in that door led to the basement.
But outside had cool cows and kitties.
You're right. The cows were the thing. It's like, bless the cows, you know?
Yes, bless the cows. Have you ever like thought about how in the South they have like blue paint on the outside of their houses, like most of the houses?
Never thought about it once, but now I am.
So the superstition of a blue porch ceiling, known as haint blue, originates from the Gula Geechee culture of American South. So the Gula Geechee people believed that the ghosts or haints could not cross water. So they would paint the top of their porches, like the roof of their porches, blue. And they believed that it resembled water, and they thought like, oh, the spirits will see that and be like, oh, that's a river. I can't get inside. And it became such a big thing where they would paint like literally so many different things blue. And now it's more of just like design. Like, ooh, fancy, pretty blue, haint blue.
So they
But
fought it because they couldn't access a river?
they thought spirits could not cross over any water. So to protect their home, they would paint the roof, like they would paint their porch and the ceiling of the porch, because sometimes you have like,
Right.
know.
No, yeah.
they would paint that blue to trick the spirits into thinking it was water, so they couldn't go inside.
But just of the porch, not of like their house, because like, okay.
Well, the spirits can't get inside. They think there's water surrounding your house.
I get. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Sometimes they would paint it on the windows too,
Interesting.
just to like,
Never knew that.
yeah. In different cultures or areas of the world and all that, they would do something kind of similar. So in China, Ireland, and sometimes US, a red door would offer protection and luck. In China, it wards off evil and welcomes prosperity, while in Ireland, it's said to ward off ghosts and keep evil spirits from entering. I'm not sure why with the red door. I didn't really go into detail on that.
Okay.
But yeah, so like other places use these colors as like, oh, this color will ward off those spirits. No, this color will. And it's just all based off of belief.
Yeah, you know what? Fair. Good on 'em.
Fair.
Hell yeah. Do what works.
So, what works? Have you ever seen an upside down horseshoe on or above a door? Yeah.
What are we considered upside down? Like the U this way or this way?
The open is down.
Okay. Yes.
That home is believed to be welcoming in prosperity and good luck while warding off evil. Legend tells of a blacksmith named Dunstan in 969 AD who met a
Damn.
man who asked him to shoe his horse. And Dunstan quickly realized that man was actually the devil, and instead of nailing the horseshoe to the horse, he put it on the devil's feet, which caused excruciating pain. I can talk. And Dunstan only released him after the devil promised to never enter a place with a horseshoe hanging over the door. So then he later became the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Sorry, where was this again?
Canterbury?
Okay, country of origin. Did you say? Did you say
never said.
country?
No.
Okay.
Eddie
I thought you
Hoozle.
said Ireland for something.
Ireland was the rocking chair.
Ireland's rocking chair. Okay. My brain, for some reason, picturing Ireland because of the Hellfire Club and the stories of the devil going there. Okay. Anyway.
Sometimes the horseshoe is right side up, so the open is upward, and that people view that as collecting good luck, while if the open is downward, it's pouring good luck. I think the devil idea, like the devil's story, is interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's how that came to be, but it's now like people nowadays, like if they just see a horseshoe, they're like, good luck. They don't know where the origin of that came from.
That's really interesting. I don't know why. I thought Ireland for this for whatever reason, and I think it's because the Hellfire Club because they had like, oh jeez, they had a bunch of stories where like the devil would come in to play cards and like they would drop cards and oh no, it's the devil and he has the hooven feet and everything. So I was just picturing that. So I'm just picturing some Irish guy in you say 969 AD.
Yes.
It's like, oh, howdy ho, Satan. Yeah, let's get these horse hooves, shoot on and I accidentally put them on yours. Yes, you can't go into don't go into anybody's houses, That's a really bad Irish accent. I'm really sorry. That was like really bad. But I'm just like picturing that for some reason. Like, oh, darn, Satan, let me just take these off, but don't you dare be going into anybody's houses if they have a horseshoe pointed down.
Pointed down.
Oh, that was bad. I was bad with that. I was bad.
Don't ever rely on me for accents. So have you ever heard of the superstition about never leaving your hat on a bed?
Yes, I have. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard of it.
I've never heard of that. But so if all you want to do after a long day is take your hat and jacket off and toss them on your bed, you should think twice. Many people believe that you should think twice.
No, before that. Rewind. Take your hat.
If you want. If
you said take your hat and jacket off.
Yeah.
Ay. What are these people doing?
Yeah.
What are these people doing?
All right, I'll start over. If all you want to do after a long day is take your hat and your jacket off.
Oh, okay. Misheard
toss
you.
Them on the bed.
I misheard you.
Think again.
Take your hat.
Many people believe.
Never mind. Okay. Sorry.
Mind in the gutter.
Yep.
Many people believe that placing a hat on the bed causes nightmares and bad luck. And according to How Stuff Works, which is a website, I guess, I don't remember looking at that website. But back in the day, people would believe that evil spirits lived in your hair. So those static electricity is most likely the reason for that. From there, the idea of that leaving your hat on your bed was bad news, and with many people still avoiding doing that today. Okay. I've just never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm not a practicing person in that one.
I throw all of my stuff on my bed. Yep. Not shoes. I won't throw shoes on the bed.
Yep. Oh, well, no, not shoes. Shoes are dirty.
Shoes are dirty. So the superstition. Well, I don't know if it's a superstition. You know how people. Actually, you just did it at the beginning of this episode.
I restarted.
Knocking.
I knocked
on wood.
Yep, I did do that.
Ancient pagans used to believe that there were spirits living in trees, and knocking on the trunks would summon them for protection.
Okay.
But the gesture was also used to thank them when something good happened. The tradition later took shape in other cultures. Some Christians associated the tradition with the cross, and Jews associated it with knocking on the wooden doors of the synagogues while seeking shelter during the Spanish Inquisition.
All right. I did that, not even thinking about doing the episode on superstitions, and I did it.
Because it's something that I was going to say, you don't really think about it. Like there's stuff that we do that you're like, you never think about how it started.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this one a lot. So you are very big in the theater. I feel like everyone should know that.
Yes, a lot of our, yep.
Yep. You like acting. So there is the superstition of saying Macbeth in a theater will bring a curse.
That is very true, because they believe the reason that they say that is that they think real witchcraft rituals were used in the script.
Yes. Um, so the Scottish play curse is another name for it,
Yep.
is a superstition that originated in the 17th century, primarily within the theatrical community. And like you said, is believed to be associated with witchcraft. Um, the play, the play's depiction of witches and magic, particularly in the famous Double Double Toil and Trouble
Yep.
chant, is a significant factor in this belief.
Yep.
Many accidents and tragedies, both real and legendary, have been attributed to the curse to continue its belief. For example, have you ever heard of the Astor Place riot?
No.
So in 1849, a battle of popularity between two performers, Edwin Forrest, who was an American, and William Macready, who was British, in Manhattan, caused a huge stir in the community. And on May 7th, 1849, 3 nights before the riot, Forrest supporters bought hundreds of tickets at the top level of the Astor Opera House and brought Macready's performance of Macbeth to a grinding halt by throwing on the stage rotten eggs, potatoes, apples, lemons, sheep. He would throw dead sheep at him.
Yep.
And just down the road, Forrest, his show would be wonderful. Everyone would cheer. No one would mess with his stuff. And it was all because he was American and the other guy was British. So after the disastrous performance, Macready announced his intention to leave to go back to Britain, but he was persuaded to stay. So he tried again. And the next time that he tried to put on this play or like do the play and stuff, there was just a huge riot outside. And the people that were guarding like the opera house or like security, they were trying to stop these people from going in because they didn't want another disaster of like throwing all this stuff on stage. But it caused so much chaos that there was just like fighting and screaming and things on fire out in the like streets. And they actually, where's that note? Well, they had a bunch of police lined up, but I believe they had other like government forces to like come and help.
Okay.
And no one was listening. So they started shooting up in the air and no one was still listening and they were still fighting, setting stuff on fire. So then they just started shooting people. They started shooting the rioters.
Sounds accurate.
So the next morning, mothers, wives, family members would comb through the streets and morgues to find their loved ones. After all that,
Okay.
120 were severely injured and 22 to 31 dead. So like 22 were like found dead and then like the couple more died from injuries. And then so like I did a poor job explaining that, but that riot really fuels the whole curse. But there's another part, like another thing. Lawrence Oliver in 1937, a stage weight almost crushed him and he lost his voice, further contributing to the curse. And those are just two occurrences out of a handful involving this play.
Yep. Yeah, so for people who are curious, if you are, I don't know, you can say Macbeth in the theater, but you can't say it when it's you can say Macbeth in the theater when you're seeing the show, when it's being performed, obviously, but you can't say it when you're like like when it has obviously nothing to do with it because they think that the curse will happen then. You might hear it be referenced as you'll hear it referenced as a Scottish play. You'll hear it referenced as probably Mackie B's. You'll hear it as McBee. You'll hear it as yeah, it's a weird show, man. Like, and it can be really well done. I've seen it a couple times. It can be very well done. It can be very well modernized.
I'm not very knowledgeable of the play. I've never really watched it or watched anyone perform it.
I'll give you an abridged version of it later.
All right.
I'm not going to bore our audience with that. I've done that enough this whole season.
So the amount of superstitions out there that people no longer remember as to how they came to be is pretty insane. Like I've brought that up a couple times. There are plenty more that I could do research on, and if people were interested, I just wanted to cover a few because I just got so excited about the shoes. But I do have a question for this episode. I remembered.
Fantastic.
So the question is, what is a superstition you believe in? If you don't cover a mirror in a building with the dead, their soul is trapped. Walking under a ladder is bad luck. Stepping on a crack may break your mother's back. Like, let us know something that you believe in.
I have one for you, Taylor.
Okay.
Do you know the superstition of what you're supposed to do when you're walking or driving by a cemetery?
You're supposed to hold your breath.
Yeah. Do you know why you're supposed to hold your breath?
Because they could inhabit you.
Yep.
If you are talking or you're breathing, it's just like an open orifice or orifice.
Yeah, orifice. You're right. Correct.
That was a superstition I looked at.
I just learned that this year. I had no idea. I didn't know that.
I know. I find it funny because whenever we drive past a cemetery, I'm like, "Hi, dead people."
We're both like that. No, Megan told me that this year. Had no idea.
Yeah. Do you have any other superstitions that you could think about?
If we're going on the paranormal, obviously, I guess you could talk about black cats and how they're unlucky because they also relate to witchcraft. Like you'll see a black cat with like a witch. Stuff like that. I don't know. Obviously, okay. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Obviously, the breaking the mirror.
Breaking the mirror, you'll get 7 years bad luck. So I'm gonna let you on a little secret once. On my way home today, I literally actually at the time of recording, I'm doing a show. It's called Guys on Ice, and I was on my way home, and I was talking with Megan on the phone. And I was telling her, I was like, Taylor wants to do a podcast tonight on superstition. She goes, oh, what do you know like a lot of superstitions? And I said, no, but this is exactly how the episode is going to get told out. Taylor's going to spew a bunch of information and I'm going to chime in and relate it to other stories. And guess what I did today? Just that. I will literally chime in and say, oh yeah, so like this. And then, oh yeah, like this. And she'll be like, yeah, you tend to do that a lot.
You sure do.
I tend to do that a lot. Oh my gosh, I'm very red. I hope my white balancing will clean that up. Wow. I came out of a hot shower. I was sweaty as heck.
Well, anyways, that's all I had on superstitions this time around.
Short, sweet, to the point, everybody. Let us know in the comments down below. Let us know on Facebook. Let us know on Instagram, on DM us, email us at ghostinus@gmail.com. What superstitions do you know? Do you believe in? Do you practice without even knowing about it? Hey-o, Taylor's question.
If you want to be on our podcast, or if you have a story you want to tell us and you want to stay anonymous,
yes,
email, DM, anything to ghostinus@gmail.com.
Okay, well, this is the last thing I will mention before we sign off. I have a buddy who I started talking to when I was doing movie podcasts, like on the Marvel movies that I would do way back in the day. And he would always tell, like we would DM back and forth, and he was telling me once that he was trying to get this guest for his podcast when he was doing it. And he would always say the words, "if it happens." Well, I'm going to tease our audience. There are 2 episodes that are going to be happening this season that are being planned for this season. And I'm going to use the words, "if it happens," because they're really big gets. I'm not going to say any other information. Only 2 people know about one of them. And that is all I'm going to say. I'm teasing our audience. I'm trying to get engagement. Guess down below who you think it is. It's not Yak Saggins. We've interviewed him already.
Yeah. Yak is he's a special man.
You are a special man when you smear that makeup on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but
Anyways.
no, if it happens, it's all about the timing and the availability. So, but I'm teasing our audience. Stay tuned for this season because I'm not going to tell you when it would drop. So, yeah.
So thank you guys for listening, watching, whatever.
Welcome back
Make
to
sure-
the podcast.
Make sure you like, follow, whatever on any kind of social media that we may be on. Twitter, or
Yes.
sorry, X.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page because we've been going through, and I've talked to the people at Dark Realm about it. We've been going through and doing actually recuts of our investigations that we did for season 1 for Dark Realm on the streaming app. I've recut them and released them for our YouTube audience. And so far, at the time of recording, when this goes out, there are 3 or 4 out. Well, by the time this goes out, the 4 will probably be out.
Yeah, the 4th one would probably be
Because
out.
that's coming out Wednesday at the time of recording. But yeah, 4 of them are already out, and we filmed 6 for the season. So I just will be waiting for when it goes out on the streaming app, and then I will be uploading the YouTube version a week after that airs. And I have to say, I'm really proud of how they've turned out for YouTube. I'm really proud of how they turned out for Dark Realm. I'm really proud of how they turned out for this. So
Yeah, your editing is definitely top notch.
thank you. Self-taught,
You're
baby.
welcome.
Yeah, no, dude, some of the scariest places we've been to so far. Like the first 2 scariest places we've been to so far. So can't wait to do more.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you
All
like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on your podcast catcher of choice. I think we are available on a lot of them. I know for sure Apple, Spotify, and Amazon podcasts is where I'm putting yourself. But I keep getting emails from Good Pods and some other podcast hosting site, so we must be on there. I don't know. I don't know what those numbers are, but apparently they're decent. So, but yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, well, listen to us there, listen to us here, listen on your podcast catcher of choice. And feel free to leave us a review. Leaving a review helps us get out to more people. And yeah, email us at ghostinus@gmail.com.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Bye!
Bye.